Welcome to Russian UAV destroys American grenades in Ukraine on HT On HT a spokesman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine has outlined the conditions for Kiev and Moscow to negotiate peace, including the withdrawal of Russian troops from the neighboring country. The only practical proposal is for Russia to immediately end the war against Ukraine and withdraw its troops from Ukrainian territory, Nikolenko, a spokesman for Ukraine's foreign ministry, said on October 30. According to Nikolenko, if Russia really wants to negotiate, they will not destroy Ukraine's energy infrastructure so that Ukrainians freeze in the winter, do not participate in attacks on civilians, do not shell neighborhoods, did not announce the mobilization of an additional 300,000 troops, did not block grain supplies and did not issue any ultimatums. Moscow recently stepped up large-scale missile and drone strikes against critical infrastructure such as Ukraine's power grid, damaging 30% of the country's energy facilities and causing power outages across the country. Widespread. Russia claimed the missile strikes were a response to some Ukrainian sabotage plot against Russian infrastructure. The statement by the spokesman of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine came after Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russian President Vladimir Putin was ready to negotiate with Ukraine. According to Lavrov, Russia is still waiting for the West's response so that it can come up with some serious approaches that will help diffuse tensions and take into account Russia's interests and its security. Nikolenko said that the statement of the Russian foreign minister's readiness to negotiate is just a blind fire to buy time in the context that the Russian military is facing difficulties in the military operation in Ukraine. According to Nikolenko, as long as Russia continues its military operation in Ukraine, all problems can only be solved on the battlefield. We appreciate our international partners who have stood with Ukraine in the struggle for Ukraine's survival. Only decisive joint efforts can stop Russia, a foreign ministry spokesman said. Ukraine stressed. On October 29, Russia announced the suspension of a grain deal with Ukraine in the Black Sea region after Russian warships in the Crimean port of Sevastopol were ambushed by Ukrainian troops. Previously, representatives of the Russian and Ukrainian governments in July agreed on an agreement to allow the reopening of Kiev's ports in the Black Sea, thereby resuming the export of agricultural products, especially Ukrainian grains. When asked about the U.S. response when Russia suspended an agreement that allows Ukrainian agricultural products to be exported abroad through ports in the Black Sea, U.S. President Joe Biden called this a completely outrageous move. 2. In response, Russian ambassador to the U.S. Anatoly Antonov emphasized that the raid on the Black Sea fleet carried out by the Ukrainian army with the support of British naval experts was the main reason for Russia's decision. Peace talks between Russia and Ukraine have stalled since March. Russia's recent annexation of 4 territories in Ukraine has caused tensions between Russia and Ukraine in particular, and the West in general, to escalate. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on October 11 that he was no dialogue with President Putin, and had no prospect of future negotiations with the Russian leader. According to President Zelensky, despite all the efforts of Ukraine to negotiate peace for many years, President Putin still issued an ultimatum and issued an order to attack Ukraine. Zelensky also repeatedly vowed to liberate the entire territory of Ukraine. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share to support and update the latest videos from the HT News channel.